Hi, I'm James Laughlin, a former 7-time world champion pipe band drummer. I want to share with you a little bit of a lesson inside my pipe band drumming inner circle. So every week I have a live practical lesson delivered either by myself or one of my amazing lineup of tutors. So you're going to see a little snippet from that today. And hey, if you would like to get your hands on a free drumming course, a full video course called Drumming Transformation Week, just click in the link below. And hey, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I put out so many video tutorials on pipe band drumming, so I hope you enjoy it. The whole idea of today's session is to look at the soft flam and where that comes in, why it's important, how we play it, because this is not something I was told right from the outset, and this is something that caused me a lot of challenges. I think I've mentioned to a few of you before, I was maybe 5-6 years into drumming, and my windmills were just awful. Like Flam windmill was horrific, and I hated playing it. I got nervous if there was a score with it. So if I had a score, I think Highland Wedding that I played in Ireland, it had that Flam windmill in it. As I knew I was about to play it, all I could think of was that part with the windmill in it. It's all my mind could focus on. So I want to share with you what I discovered about flams and how we then embellish other rudiments and some rules of thumb that are really going to help you. And so I think it's important for us just to look at, you got a regular flam that you'll play on a paradiddle. You'll play it at the start of a single run. You'll play it on a triplet. But then we've got the soft flam that we'll see show up if we put it in front of a radimacue, if we put it on the front of a windmill, if we play it in a Swiss triplet formation, right? So it's important that we know how to do it, that we've got the technique, but also the mindset of going, oh, that's what that is. That's how I'm going to play that. And I've seen this done really well at the high level, and I've seen this done really poorly at the high level too. And often when you want to separate, say, a grade 1 soloist, often you'll look at these finer details and go, oh, yeah, there's maybe something missing there in terms of the finesse. And you bring it right back down to something very simple that wasn't communicated or discussed. And so you don't need to be a grade 1 soloist to achieve this at all. Some of you are, I know that, but you don't need that. You just need an understanding of there's 2 different ways to play a flam, and here's how it's going to work. So the first things first, I want you to go to page 37 there, and we're going to go down to the flam double. All right, and I'm just going to put my screen full so I can see my own sticks. There we go. I'm just going to make sure everyone can see and hear. Just going to get a wee swig of tea. Right, can everybody hear the pad all right? Is that a yes? Yep, cool, awesome. So, let's take a look at the flam double. So 1, 2, 3, 4th line down. Let's just try blah, da, 1 and 2 and... Repeat. Let's speed it up a little bit. Okay, so we're not going to break it down just yet. I just want us to play it to warm up. The next one I want us to try here is the flam double dot and cut. So it's just the next line down. Plat, to 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 1 and 2 and... Okay, it's the same exercise, right? But you've got a dot in the first note, cut in the second note. But what's more evident is that the flam is so different, right? The flam when I played the dot and cut version versus the regular version was so different. Big difference being volume, weight, and finesse. Okay, when we're playing anything with a double on it and you flam it, you've got to keep that flam soft. Any other time you play the flam, you can just hit an accent on the high hand at varying degrees of volume. If we play, let's just play a flam-a-diddle together, guys. So flam-a-diddle, flam-a-diddle. Do you hear the accent there? Well, let's just take a moment to acknowledge that the accent is the high hand. Every single time we play a flam, whether it's a soft flam or a heavy flam, the lower hand will be a soft note. That's just a fact. We never accent the lower hand of a flam. Why do we never do that? Because it is a grace note. We don't want it to be a disgrace note, right? It's a grace note. My dad jokes are just getting better, right? I'm 6 years in now, guys. So the grace note has to be played with grace. It's adorning the theme note. The theme note is your high hand, right? And that's the one we can accent when we play a regular flam. But the note before it is a grace note. How soft can you play that grace note? Tiny, right? If we were to accent it, and trust me, some drummers do accent the lower hand, here's what we get. Right? It's ugly. It's not music, it's bashing, right? So if you are bashing the drum, that's what it looks like. So we want to be really conscious that the low hand in a flam is always a grace note. It's played with grace. It's not played with any sense of volume. Now, let's go to the soft flam. So obviously we know the low hand's going to be soft, but now the high hand has got to be soft too. This is the trickier part. This is where many people struggle, and it's actually a cognitive thing because we are programmed, we're taught the accented flam first. Our brain, when it thinks flam, thinks accent on the high hand, soft on the low hand. So for us to go like this, it's a foreign concept. So that's why a lot of people, when they're playing flam windmills, flam Radamacus, Swiss triplets inverted, they struggle to get the finesse that they truly could achieve if they started to work on that soft flam. So what I want you to think about, I'll do it from an angle, right? When we're doing a soft flam, look at the right hand. I'm setting it up like a double, letting it float in. Right, so just try that. We're going to go flat da 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 da. And we don't want this. We don't want any accent on it. That's how we play a soft flam. Let's do it in the left hand, right? Flat da 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 da. And again, we don't want this. There's no emphasis on that flam upper hand. It's soft. It's as if you're just going like this. Well, you are just doing that. Give that a crack. If you hear any form of accent or emphasis at the start, you need to float in softer. So you lift it up, and as you're coming down, you let the stick come away from the ring finger, right? If someone had told me this when I was like 12, it would have saved me probably 6 to 8 years of a lot of pain, a lot of suffering, a lot of lacking in confidence. This would have been a breakthrough for me. It truly would have. So I want you to think about where that fits in for you. Let's try the original flam double again. This time thinking about that soft flam, right? Blah, da, blah, da. 1, 2. And what do you notice about the forearms? From the elbow, there's a nice natural bouncing movement, right? So don't stiffen up around your elbow. If you're stiff, you will get this. You'll hear that accent coming off on the flam. Let's fast forward to volume 2. So pipe band drumming volume 2. And let's go to page 42. I'll give you a wee moment to get there. Page 42. Let's try exercise 1, 2, 3, 4. 5th line down. Bliggada, 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 blah. What we've got there is standard Swiss triplets with a flam on the front. Bliggada, 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 blah. Rest. And then over to the left. Bliggada, 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 blah. Rest. Now, as we play this, some of you, this will be super simple. We're going to turn the page in a minute and get it a little more complex. But as we're doing this, the key is we've got to have a nice consistent rhythm. And we've got to make sure our spacing is accurate. All too often, and even at the higher ends, I hear this. That's not even, right? We've got to get blickada, 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 blah. It has to be smooth, right? Really, really smooth. So let's give it a go. On the right hand, we want to keep the tempo down. Blickada, 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 blah. Rest. 1 and 2 and... the left hand. That's it. Good job, folks. I'm seeing some really good stick heights here for everyone that's joining live. Keep the stick heights relatively low. And as I say, make sure that low hand of your flam doesn't come up. I hope you enjoyed that little bit of a clip from our inner circle. If you'd like to see the full video, head on over to pipebandrumminginnercircle.com. I will put that description in the link below. Please be sure to hit that subscribe button because every week I upload a new video lesson. You don't want to be missing out on that. And please, while you're here, hit that subscribe button.